Hello everyone, welcome to part 11 of Laravel Interview Question Series of 2024-25 edition. So once again, we are going to learn about Laravel APIs and we are going to do practical as well along with these Laravel APIs. Okay, so there are chances that the interviewer may ask you about the Laravel APIs questions because Laravel has now become an important part for the apps as well for managing the backend of the apps for Android and iPhone apps. Okay, so in Laravel you can manage the complete backend that can communicate with the database. Okay, so Laravel is playing a major role for managing the apps. Okay, so the questions can be asked about you about the Laravel APIs, so that because these Laravel APIs we are going to provide to app developers, so it's the responsibility of the Laravel developers to provide the APIs to the app developers so that the app developers can able to configure them in their apps. So let's start working on this Laravel API interview question series. Okay, so let's see the first question, and I want to tell you that we are going to manage the REST APIs. We are going to handle the REST APIs. We are going to see the REST APIs like the get, post, patch, and put. Okay, so we are going to cover those in this part. So let's see the first question. What is Laravel Get API? Okay, so let's see its answer. Laravel Get API helps to fetch the records from the database that can be generated in JSON format. In simple words, Get API is used to get the data from the database. So see, it clearly states that whenever we want to fetch the data from the database to show on the app, then we require the Get API. Okay, so we usually what the Laravel do, Laravel able to fetch the data from the database, and we are going to show that data in the JSON format with the help of Laravel. We are going to show that data in the JSON format, and we are going to work on the Get API for that. Okay, Get API is used to get the data from the database. Okay, so let's see its example. We are going to see the example in the Postman as well. For displaying products in app from the database, we require Get API to fetch the products in JSON format. Like if you are managing the e-commerce website and you are having the app of e-commerce website like Flipkart or Amazon, then the products are shown there in the listing pages. You can see the products are displayed there. From where those products are coming, they are coming from the database. They are coming from the database, and Laravel is helping to get those products from the database. And what exactly is helping? API is exactly helping, and which API? Get API is actually helping to fetch that data from the database to show that on the app. Okay, so that data is always displayed in the JSON format because app does not know the Laravel coding, but app knows the JSON or XML format. Okay, and there are other format as well that the app can able to know, but the best format that is the JSON format that we can manage easily with Laravel. Okay, so we are going to convert that to JSON. Okay, so that JSON can be understood by the app, and app developer can easily able to manage that JSON to show to present the data on the app. Okay, so I hope that it's clear. So we are going to test this one. We will test the Get API in Postman to display the products in JSON format. Okay, so see, I am having no, I don't have the products right now, but I have the users right now. See, I'm going to fetch. I'm going to show you the Get API of fetching the users from the database. So this is the Get API, and here you can see that we are fetching the users here, and I'm going to show you its table as well. See, it's the table, and there are three entries here. Okay, with the name Amit356 and Amit. Okay, so these three entries we are going to show on the app. If we want to show on the app, then we can easily do it. So I'm going to show you that this is the get data get API. So we able to show these three entries here in the response. So the data that we are showing on the get API, we're going to show this data on the app. Okay, so I hope that it's clear to you. Now come back to here, and we have the separate video to understand the Laravel Get API in the video description, so you can able to check that. Okay, so let's see the next question. What is Laravel Post API? Okay, so Laravel Post API, we can say that it's the reverse of Laravel Get API. Here, we are going to get the data from the user and going to post that data into the database. Okay, so first let's see its question. Sorry, let's see its answer. Laravel Post API is used when we want to send data from front end, means the app, to back end, means the database, or save data from third party to database. In simple words, Post API is used to post the data to the database. Okay, so like I have explained earlier that in Post API, we are going to take the data from the app, that is the front end. From the app, we are going to take the data from the user and we are going to post that data, we are going to insert that data, or we are going to save that data to the database, that is the backend. Okay, so at that time what we require the Post API at that time, and Laravel helps to build that Post API. That Post API will act as a mediator between the app as well as the database. Okay, so I hope that it's clear to you. Let's see its example as well. Like for registering the users from app, we require Post API to insert the users in database. Like every time when we will register the new user, that new user will get registered, will get saved into the database with the help of the Post API. Not only for signing up of the user, but also for the other forms like the contact us form, carrier form, not even forms like if the user is going to place the order, that order placement is also the part of the Post API. In the place order Post API, we are going to save that order, we are going to insert that order into the database. Okay, so that also with the help of the Post API. So everything whatever you are getting from the user, from the app, and going to save that into the database, that all thing is possible with the help of the Post API. Okay, so I hope that it's clear to you. So we are going to test this Post API as well, to add the user with form data as well as with JSON request. So we are going to going to test the Post API right now in Postman. So let's see. Uh, Here Laravel Post API. This is the Laravel Post API. Here you can see that it's here you can see the Post API. Like the earlier one is the get, now it's the Post. This is the API URL that we are going to provide to the Laravel developer. Okay, after making it online. Okay, and this one is the JSON request. Okay, so there are two ways. One is the JSON request. This one is the JSON request. Like whatever you will add in name, email, and password, it's going to save into the database with the help of the Post API. And password, here we are going to send in simple text form, but we are going to convert it to Laravel hash for format, because the Laravel does not see this one is not in the protected form, so we need to convert it to the Laravel hash format for the security purpose. Okay, so but we are going to take from the user in the simple format like this. Okay, so all this data we are going to save into the database with the help of the Post API. So I'm going to show you as well. Like if I am going to add the name, some other name like I'm going to add the name like Steve, and here Steve at the rate of yopmail.com, password 12356. I'm going to click on send, and here the message is coming, user added successfully. I'm going to check in database. I will open the database. Here I'm going to refresh the database, and here you can see this Steve has been added here. Okay, so see this Steve has been added. Okay, and with the email steve at the rate of yopmail.com. So we able to add the data with the help of the Post API like this. So I hope that it's clear to you. So now we are going to work on okay, so let's see the next question first of all. Okay, so separate video to understand Laravel Post API is also available in video details, so please check that. So let's see the next question. What is Laravel Put API? Okay, so now see what is Laravel Put API. We have seen the Get API, we have seen the Post API. Now it's Laravel Put API. Let's see its answer. Laravel Put API is used when we want to update one or more records or columns. Like we want to update the user information of some specific user. So Put API is used to update an existing resource. For updating user data in app, we require Put API. So see, we able to post the data, we able to post the new data. Now, in case if the user wants to update his information, so at that time, we are going to use the Put API. Like if the user wants to update his account details, or if the user wants to update his profile, then at that time we are going to use the Put API. So Put API helps to update one or more records. Okay, so we are going to check it as well. We are going to test it as well. We will test Put API in Postman to update the user data with form data as well as the JSON request. So let's see its example as well. Let's test this as well. And one more thing, like we have added the user last time with the JSON request. We can also able to add the user with the form data. This is the form data. Okay, and there are two ways to test it. One is the form data and one is the raw data, that is JSON request. Okay, you can able to test it in both ways. So in form data as well, whatever entry you are going to add, like I'm going to add here the name, some other name like Sanjay, and here the email like sanjay at the rate of yopmail.com. So here also, if I will click on send, this data will also get saved into the database. Here you can see form data will also get saved. Here last entry sanjay at the rate of yopmail.com. So you can able to edit like this also. Okay, see here I'm going to open the Put API. See here you can see the multiple records. Now the user have been registered. Now the user wants to update his details. So with the help of the Put API, user can able to update his name as well as the password. And here you can see the Put API. Now we able to add here the Put API, or put here. We need to add here. We need to select the put here, so that we can able to update the data of the user. And here, if we're going to update, it will also ask for the email. So we will also add the email here as well. So we are going to add, we're going to update the multiple data. Anything we are going to write here, uofmail.com like this. Okay, so I'm going to open the entry, that first entry, that is the user that is not having first entry. I'm going to make it 5 because we don't have any entry with the first one. Fifth entry it is. So I'm going to update to the valid Amit Gupta name, and email is this one. Okay, so let's see. Let's send the request, and this email already exists in database. Okay, so see, I'm going to check it in our code. Put API, update user details with param. Okay, update user. Here I'm going to check for its update user here. Okay, so that is fine. Email already exists in database. Okay, so here see, we are going to update its email ID. Okay, so email ID already exists, so that's why it is asking. So I'm going to make it some another email like amit2000 at the rate of yahoo.com. Let's see, now we able to update or not. Yes, we able to update. This time user updated successfully. So we are going to check whether the email as well as the name as well as the email we able to update or not. Yes, we able to update as well. Name is now Amit Gupta and email is now amit2000 at the rate of yahoo.com. So we able to update both name and email as well as the password we able to update, that is that we have encrypted to the hash for format. Okay, so you can able to see that we have decrypted it to the hash format so that the Laravel understand that's secured password only. Okay, so this is the work of the Put API where we want to update the multiple records. Okay, so let's see the next question now. So the separate video to understand Laravel Put API is available in video details. You can able to check that. So let's see the next question. What is Laravel Patch API? Let's see its answer. Laravel Patch API is used when we want to update a single record. Like we want to update the username only of specific user, then we will use Patch API. So patch itself means like patch something, patch small portion of something. Okay, so patch means just a single entry. If you want to update just a single entry, then you can use the patch. Why to use the put? Why to make more sources? Why to take more sources when you are just required to take the single source? Okay, so just it's the patch, just it's the small work. Just use the patch API to update the single entry. Okay, so let's see its example. For updating single user data in app, we require the patch API. Okay, so we are going to test it as well in Postman. We will test patch API in Postman to update the single user data with form data as well as these JSON requests. Okay, so we are going to test it as well. Patch API, and here simply we want to update the name. Okay, so name we want to update the name only. Then it's the patch API. Okay, so here just I will want to patch the name, update username. I'm going to check in the APIs that there is which API is available for understanding the patch API. Yes, it is update username, update username. Okay, so okay, 14 ID. We want to see that this ID exists, that this ID is this as well. So undefined array key here online 260. We're going to check what is the issue exactly. Online 260. Okay. Uh, okay. So email we are not taking. Just in name we are taking. I'm going to make it going to remove it. Now we are going to click on send. Now see, we able to use this patch API to update the name only. Like if we want to update the name of this 14th ID, this one is the Aman Bansal right now. I'm going to make it Aman only, so we can able to use the patch API to update this record. See user details updated successfully, and here I'm going to refresh it, and here you are going to see that the API able to update the single record, that is the name. We able to update the name from Aman Bansal to Aman with the help of the patch API. Okay, so the patch API helps to update the single record. Uh, so via this Laravel patch API, we can able to update the single record on the app. So I hope that it's clear to you as well. So that's a separate video to understand Laravel patch API is also available, so you can able to watch that as well. Okay. So what is Laravel delete API? Okay, so there is another API, Laravel delete API. What is it? Laravel delete API is used to delete the specific records with delete method. We can delete single or multiple records with delete API using delete method. Okay, so there are many a times when we want to delete some entry from the app, and that is only possible when we will send the request from the app to the database with the help of the delete API. Okay, like if the user wants to delete something, then he can able to do that with the delete API. Okay, so let's see its example as well. For deleting or single or multiple users from app, we require delete API. Okay, so from app, if we want to remove single or multiple users, then also we require the delete API. And for testing it, we will test delete API in Postman to delete the single or multiple users with form data as well as JSON request. So let's see the delete API now. So here there must be some example of delete API. Uh, delete. I'm going to check in here. Here it is, delete user. Okay, so yeah, here it is. Delete user. Okay, so I want to delete the user, that user with the ID. I'm going to delete with the ID 16. Okay, so I will just use delete user slash 16. 16 is user ID. I'm going to click on send. So has been not deleted. I'm going to check delete user 16 API controller delete user. I need to make sure that okay, its IP is wrong 8010. So now see user deleted successfully. So we able to fetch, you were able to delete the user 16th ID. So we are going to check that this ID is moved from database or not. Yes, we able to remove. So 16th ID is moved. So we able to delete the user with the help of the delete API. And for that we have just made that delete user API in the api.php, and see here it comes, and with the delete method we able to delete the user as well. And the response code here is the 202. Okay, so the delete API helps to delete the single or multiple records okay, from the app. So this is the delete API, and you can see the separate video to understand the Delete API is available in video details. You can able to check that. So that's all. So we have seen get API, post API, patch API, put API, delete API. These 5 APIs we are able to understand. Okay, so you can try at your end, try in Postman. So all these kind of APIs you require to build as a Laravel developer. So the interviewer can ask you any question. If you have the practical knowledge of this, then you can able to explain it really well. Okay, so try it at your end, and if you have any query, you can surely ask me. So that's all for now. Have a nice time. Goodbye.